Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego. It is July 18th, 2026, and it's time for another live stream where I give you all this free information on how to process green cards, K1 visas, K2 visas, spousal visas, how to overcome RFEs if you have an RFE and you are stressing it. I will help you overcome it, help you fix it. The only secret to this whole process is qualifying for the benefit. Now, remember, when you file for a K1 visa or a spousal visa or a green card, 2-year, 10-year, sometimes you're going to forget something, okay? Sometimes you're going to not include something. And if it's a big something, then immigration is going to deny your green card, etc. But if it's a minor thing, you will get an RFE to fix it. Priyanka, hello, Diego. Good evening. What's going on, Priyanka? How are you? How's everything going with your family? How's everything? Are you back? Are you moved yet? Have you moved yet? I know you were going to move from Michigan and start your husband has a new job, right? I think in Mississippi. And now you're going to be planning to get him, once he gets set up, you're going to relocate back from Michigan to Mississippi, right? Now, remember, Mississippi is going to be hot. Today right now it's 86 degrees here in the Panhandle of Florida, and we got the reason the temperature is lower is because the thunderstorms are coming in off the Gulf of America, and the rain has been dumping on us, which is good for the grass, which means I don't have to go and water the grass, which is going to save me about $10 for that. Now, we have folks who are members of this channel who are trying to figure out how to contact myself and or Karina. It's easy to do to find our contact information. You, as a member of the channel, you joined as a member, you have access to the members only videos. Go into the members only videos and page down and look for the contact. There's 2 videos I made that says how to contact Diego. Just go to the members only videos and look for the videos that says how to contact Diego. Watch the video. It's a few minutes and it gives you the phone number and email address. Priyanka, I've got permission to go remote with my job. Well, that's great. My husband is in Mississippi and I'm in Michigan. I will be moving to Mississippi in September. Very good. Well, that's great news. So that's not much longer. And the weather will be cooling down a little bit in Mississippi. September, be getting close to the fall, so you're going to find it won't be so bad in the heat. But there's plenty of things to do in Mississippi. They got different things you can visit. They got museums. They got Biloxi Beach. They got the Hard Rock Cafe. I don't know if you want to go do that, but they got different things that you can do on the beach in Mississippi. Priyanka, I have been checking on USCIS status. Hasn't changed yet. No, you're good. Relax. Right here is Karina, my beautiful wife from Venezuela. She has applied for her 10-year green card back in June. And it's now July 18th, 2026. And the status online is saying, hey, we got your stuff. We don't need anything at the moment. It's going to take probably about a year, maybe a year and a half before we even get a little whisper out of USCIS. This is for the 10-year green card. When you file I-751, when you file form I-751 to lift the conditions off your 2-year green card to the 10-year green card, so long as you got that extension letter for 48 months and you've done your biometrics and didn't forget to go to biometrics, you are in status and everything's good. And you got nothing to worry about. You just got to wait for the immigration folks to get on busy. It's going to take them a year and a half, maybe 2 years to get to a 10-year green card application. Everything's backlogged and you know, it's not the fault of USCIS. Okay? Now, Priyanka, you are a member of the channel. You didn't have any difficulty finding my phone number or my email address, right? In the members only videos, you found it very easily. You just went into the members only videos, you paged down, you found the video with my phone number in it and email, and then you text me. It wasn't difficult to do, right? It was easy. Now I've got a member of the channel trying to locate my phone number, and hopefully I have explained it. Priyanka, yes, Diego, you and Karina are the best. We are here for you. Now, listen, if anybody wants to join as a member to this channel, I have 35 members now on the channel, and I'm going to cut it off at 50. I'm not going to go past 50 members. I got 35 members, and I'm not going to go past 50. And when I get to 50, I'm going to lock it out. But if you join as a member, Karina, you go to the videos, and Karina is going to send you a bag of her coffee. I mean, this coffee is worth $25. The membership is $9.99. So you're ahead. Or if you join as a member, text the phone number that you find in the members only videos. Say you joined as a member, then I'll check and look and find your name in the membership list. And then Karina's going to mail you a bag of coffee if you want a bag of coffee. This is her own brand. It's got her picture on the front. Look at that. Karina Ross Coffee Company. But it's free. The coffee's free. We give the coffee away. We don't sell the coffee. It's absolutely free. If you want some Venezuelan coffee, we can give you some. We can mail you that if you prefer. That's hard to get. Coffee from Venezuela right now is very hard to get. But Karina's got some. She can send you away if you want. But the primary objective isn't to get your membership fee. It's to protect the channel, so I know who's got the phone number and the email address that's tied to this YouTube channel. I want to keep the channel protected. So people want to call me and talk to me. I've got no problem with that. But I had to create the membership to protect the channel, so I know who's got the phone number and the email. That's the only reason. But if I didn't have to protect those two parts of information, I would just write the phone number right here in public. So you call me for free. But I can't do that. This channel was created by Karina and I in Bogota, Colombia, to help pull you guys over the finish line, to help you get your K1 visas approved and get your green cards approved. Now I got a member of the channel, his fiance, she is in Bogota, Colombia. And he said that he's getting an RFE, request for further evidence. Relax. An RFE isn't a denial. An RFE is, oopsie, you forgot something. You need to send it. That's it. So when you get the letter, you open the letter and you look for, and you find whatever it is immigration's looking for, and then you send it back to immigration to the address they told you to, and that's it. In the specific order that they ask you to. The paperwork has to be in a specific order. It's not difficult. Priyanka, I have been following you and Karina since 2023. Wow, 3 years. That's fantastic. Surprising how fast time goes by so quickly, right? K1 visa applications, you think a year to wait for a K1 visa approval is a long time, but it is a long time. But if you stay busy, you stay occupied, you don't mull about it, the time goes by fast. I can't believe Karina's already been in the United States going on what, 2.5 years. We dated each other for 3 years in Bogota, Colombia. Now my wife is from Caracas, Venezuela. Her family's from Venezuela. And her hometown got destroyed by 2 back-to-back earthquakes. Got destroyed. Luckily for us, Karina's house was up in the mountains, which she gave to her mom. So Karina's house didn't suffer too much damage, but her mom's house suffered a little bit. Her sister, her aunt, all of her family, her brothers who live in Venezuela, they suffer. They're suffering, but you can't tell. You look at their faces on a live stream or whatever, WhatsApp chat. They're fine and they're laughing and they're happy and they're making it, because Venezuelans are strong people. They just want to be free. Well, they are free people now. They just got to, Look at what they tell me is, even though their city was destroyed by the earthquakes, they can rebuild now, and all those ridiculous communist structures that were built during the Chavez free housing giveaway or whatever, all those communist buildings which were useless anyway have all been basically destroyed. Now they can rebuild, perhaps with the help of the United States, and build buildings and skyscrapers and businesses and restaurants the way they're supposed to be built, structurally sound, you know, and correctly constructed. So that's the way my family's looking at it. But I'm here to answer your questions on how to process a green card, or how to process a K1 visa, or if you want, if you need someone to talk to, I'll talk to you over the phone. But like I said, unfortunately I have to have you join as a member to do that. Let's see. Priyanka, it is not recommended to travel to India to see my family. Right, Diego. I don't recommend anybody travel outside of the United States on a 2-year green card, or with a 2-year green card with an extension letter. When you get your 10-year green card in your hand, the plastic hard copy 10-year green card, your rights as a legal permanent resident are absolutely embedded in stone. And then it will be safe for you to go to visit your family in India. I would wait, Priyanka, until we have a new president in the White House before anybody travels anywhere who has a 2-year or a 10-year green card. Just my opinion. I'm not trying to scare anybody, but this administration is looking for any excuse to deny somebody re-entry into the United States, and don't give them a reason. Okay? Just my opinion. If you want to travel, you can, but I don't recommend it. Not during this administration. Stay in America. In 3 years, you become a U.S. citizen. Then you can apply for your U.S. passport. And then when you get your passport, then you can fly to India anytime you want and stay as long as you want. No one's going to bother you. The Real Brownie. Hey, Diego, I hope you're having a good weekend. Doing great. It's Saturday. Happy Saturday, everybody. And tomorrow is a day of rest, Sunday, right? Day of rest tomorrow. And we hope you're doing good, The Real Brownie. You're getting ready to move to Tennessee, moving from Missouri to Tennessee, if I recall. James McLean. Hey, hello, Diego. My wife from Nigeria has gotten her 2-year green card. There you go. Thank you for your help. There you go. You're welcome. Now, Nigeria was on those list of countries blocked by the Trump administration for green card adjudication. Remember? But it applied to people outside of the United States on the 75 country block. And it applied to people who were outside of America applying for immigrant visas. Then a federal judge from Ohio and a federal judge from Rhode Island told the Trump administration, you're going to process freaking green cards for people in the United States. I don't care what country they're from, which would pertain to your wife from Nigeria. And now she has her green card. Congratulations, James. Now remember, you have got to start collecting overwhelming evidence now for her 10-year green card. The process isn't over. You can't put your feet up on the desk and relax. You have to start making sure that her name is on the electric bill, the water bill, the trash bill, the deed to your house, or the lease agreement to your apartment. She's on the title to your car, your RV, your motorcycle. You got to keep collecting the bank statements every month, showing that both of you are active, in regards to maintaining the household. She should have not just a green card. She should have a credit card where she can buy stuff at TJ Maxx or Walmart or Publix or wherever you guys shop at, the mall. Both of you are now on the bank statements. Both of you should be showing activity on the bank statements. Very important also that you file joint tax returns together. No excuse. You must do it. Okay? Priyanka, thank you. Diego, you're welcome, Priyanka. We're going to pull you guys over the finish line. We're going to keep you motivated. We're going to keep you approved and happy and de-stressed. We're going to keep you de-stressed, okay? The real brownie, indeed, spent all day packing, okay, taking down shelves, mounts, etc. I am super tired, but got a friend from the Netherlands visiting us today to help. Very good. Friend from the Netherlands. Very good. How cool is that? Claire Madsen Vlogs. We got the K1 visa in 2024, got married, now has his adjustment of status green card, and his 2-year status update is coming up. All in good standing. What happens from here on out? Well, you, Claire Madsen Vlogs, you should have collected enough evidence over the last period of time and in preparation for his 10-year green card. You got the 2024, you got the K1 visa, you got married, his adjustment of status and green card, and his 2-year status update is coming up. It's all is in good standing. So you should have been collecting evidence for his 10-year green card, right? You're going to have at least 20 bank statements that you're going to mail in to immigration. At least 20 bank statements with both names on it, showing that you both are co-responsible for the bills of the house, electric bill, gas bill, however you pay it. You got to keep the evidence going. You got to keep collecting the photos of the events together, Christmas together, Independence Day, Resurrection Sunday, whatever you guys celebrate. Make sure you have pictures together with family and friends over the last 2 years. Karina and I, we are still collecting evidence for her to apply for U.S. citizenship. We are still collecting evidence for her just in case we have to get, let's suppose we get an RFE in a year and a half from now, which is not going to happen. There's no way on earth. But if we do, we're going to be ready for it. The process ends when you become a U.S. citizen. Then you can stop worrying, stop collecting evidence, etc. Priyanka, have a nice evening, Diego and Karina. I am visiting a bike festival with some friends. Well, that'll be cool. That's great. A bike festival. I know e-bikes are pretty popular now. You know, people are going out there buying these electric bikes and doing great. Now, here in Florida, the tire pressure gauge on our car tires keeps fluctuating because the heat expands and gets cool at night in the garage, then it expands in the heat of the day. So the tire pressure monitor system is having a heck of a job it keeps telling me that I need to put air in the tire. So I went to Walmart and I bought this machine that can check the tire pressure, and if it needs air, I can just pull the trigger and put air into the tire. Saves me from driving to the gas station and paying $5 to put air in the tire. I went to Walmart and bought this machine, and I do it in the garage now. But most of the time the sensors are wrong. The tire pressure sensors are faulty because of the climate. It's hot and cold. So the tire pressure sensor, the air in the tires keeps expanding and getting hot. It expands and then shrinks when it gets cold, etc. So you have fun, Priyanka, at the bike festival. That's going to be awesome. Get lots of pictures with your family and friends there, whoever you're with. Brownie, make sure you get pictures with your friend from the Netherlands, with your wife, okay, who's helping you do the move to Tennessee. Get pictures with your friend from the Netherlands, you, your wife, and your friend, and your family, whoever's with you. Print the pictures. Identify who's in the pictures, when the pictures were taken, and where. Keep collecting the evidence for your 10-year green card. This is evidence that you're moving. It's evidence that somebody is helping you move, and it's evidence that is going to do you well. Keep collecting the evidence, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. The real Brownie will do. He was my best man for my wedding as well. Very good. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear it. So, you know, this process for green cards is stressful. We understand that. But as long as you just don't throw in the towel, don't give up, and whenever President Trump signs an order saying we're going to do this, Don't panic. Mostly a federal judge is going to come in and throw it out because it's in violation of the Immigration and Nationality Act. Now, I'm not bashing President Trump. I'm not attacking him, bashing him at all. He's doing what he thinks is best to protect our country, but he needs to focus on illegal immigrants. Illegal immigrants, people that are not supposed to be here. He needs to focus on those people, not on us green card holders. Well, my wife, I'm not a green card holder. My family, my wife, because you're not going to win. Only an immigration judge can evict somebody from this country who has a green card. And even then, they have to have committed some really serious crimes, felonies. Okay? You know, the State Department is saying that they want to put $100,000 cash bond on people trying to come to this country through immigrant processing, consular processing, for green card processing, like for spousal visas, if they think they're going to be a public charge. Well, if they think they're going to be a public charge, how in the hell are they going to come up with $100,000? That's why they have the joint sponsor program. If you don't make enough money, if you're insufficient on income, you get a joint sponsor, and the joint sponsor is responsible with you to guarantee the U.S. government that you're not going to be a public charge. Coming up with this ridiculous $100,000 cash bond is going to get thrown out by a federal judge, because the Immigration and Nationality Act has put in place the joint sponsor to cover the difference of the sponsor who may be lacking a few pennies. That's why the Congress put it in place. And now we got one person trying to freaking dismantle the immigration system, but it's in his mind, he's just trying to protect the country. That's all he's trying to do. I'm not saying what he's doing is wrong. What I'm saying is it is wrong because he has to go through Congress. It is wrong. If your income isn't sufficient, there's no way on planet Earth you're going to come up with $100,000. So you get a joint sponsor, and then the joint sponsor fills out the Declaration of Financial Support, or the 864, or whatever, the financial affidavit of support. The joint sponsor covers the difference. You don't need a cash bond. When you sign the affidavit of support as a sponsor or joint sponsor, you're guaranteeing the government that they can come and take your stuff if you don't cover the financial support of your beneficiary. Congress put it in place already. There's nothing to change. If they want to make a change, it has to go through Congress. That's why we're a constitutional republic, not a democracy. In a democracy, they could probably do that, but we're not. We're a representative government. A democracy is winner takes all. The real brownie agreed, got to look after Americans and their spouses. Right. I think once we've been vetted and had interviews and more, I feel like we need to be treated as permanent residents and not a liability. Well, the Congress looks at you as a permanent resident. The Congress doesn't see you as a liability. The Congress will not, unless they want to change the freaking Immigration and Nationality Act, you're looked upon as a welcome member of this country. President Trump is the one who thinks you're a liability, not you personally, Brownie, real Brownie, but you know, he's just one person in the White House. And he keeps forgetting that he has to run things through Congress before he can implement stuff, unless it's under his authority to change stuff without congressional approval. Like he put his name up on the Kennedy Center. He didn't have authority to do that. That's a person's name on a building like that is approved by the Congress. So he was forced to take his name down. How much taxpayer money was spent to put his name up there and then take it down? I'm not trying to bash him. I'm just saying he doesn't fully understand how our country and how our government functions. He's used to being the CEO of several companies, And he's used to saying, we're going to do this, and then this happens. So he's trying to run the country like he's the CEO of a business. And he's hitting a lot of speed bumps. But like I said, you're going to get your green card if you qualify. I don't care what country you are from. I don't care what country your beneficiary is from. If you qualify for the benefit and you've applied through the proper channels and you get paroled into the country by a Border Patrol officer, you'll be okay. The I-94 is the critical document that you need, not the K-1 visa. The K-1 visa just gets you through the front door. The I-94 is what you need because that is your parole document saying you are here legally. And you must carry the I-94 around with you everywhere you go until you get your green card. Okay? The real brownie. All I want to do is contribute to society, be good to people, and provide for my family. And that you can do. In the United States, you're going to have more opportunities to contribute to this great republic. You can be good to people here and in England. Now you're in the United States. You're no doubt going to get a job where your income is going to be probably triple what you would have been making in England. I don't know. They tax the living crap out of everybody in the United Kingdom. You make $100 in England, the government takes $75 of it, right? So they can pay for their free health care, where there's a 5-year waiting list for basic freaking stuff. Socialism doesn't work. Communism doesn't work. It doesn't work. Communism is where they want where the government controls everything, and and everybody lives in poverty and misery. That's communism. Just look at the people of Cuba. Trump should not focus on going after green card holders. He should focus on liberating Cuba for the Cuban people. He can do it in a weekend. The real brownie, the true, very true. Average salary here is almost 3 times the average in England. Well, the British government taxed the living crap out of everybody. You got a tax for your TV, right? A TV license. If you don't buy a TV license, there's a van that drives around with a radar, and they'll knock on your door and say, "Where's your TV license?" "Oh, I don't have it." Then you get fined, and what do? Confiscate your TV? I don't know. Socialism. Free healthcare. You need a hip replacement. What is it? A 3-year wait? England is a great place for a vacation. Fantastic. Fish and chips, my favorite. Pickled onions, Jaffa cakes, Marmite, marmalade. But you know what? I can get all the British food I want from the store down the road here, because there's a British store 10 minutes from the house, and they got all the stuff I need if I want to try British food. The real brownie, yes, it's the equivalent to £130 a year, $130 a year for a TV license, and then they'll make you pay it or take you to court if you own a TV. See, that's like living under communism. What kind of crap is that? Why don't the British people start saying, no, we don't want to pay this? Because the BBC needs the money, right? The British Broadcasting Corporation, they need that money to fund their TV station. Well, if everybody quit watching the BBC, then maybe that license fee tax would go away. The real brownie, it is the most communist thing I can think of for sure. It's horrible. It sucks. In a free market economy, you have competition between TV stations. This channel, that channel, Fox News, CNN, ABC, CBS. Everybody competes for the audience by providing good viewership, right? That's how you compete. TV shows, if a TV show is good, you watch it. If it sucks, you don't. And then they lose viewers. And then ad revenue goes down. It's a free market. You cannot force people, okay? So what we have with the BBC is they're going to get paid whether their TV shows suck or if they don't, if they're good, whether they're good or not. Man, I'm glad I don't live there. I would be running my mouth too much. I'd get in trouble, I'm sure. But there's no freedom of speech in England either. You can't say you can't speak your mind anymore because you get thrown in prison if you do. Just my opinion. So England is a beautiful country. It's a great place to go visit, spend a vacation there, and then get the hell out of there. Like I said, elections have consequences. President Trump is learning that he is not running a corporate business. He is under the confines of a republic, a congressional mandate, congressional law, the Senate, judicial law, federal judges. Now, President Trump can fire all the federal judges that he wants. Whatever he wants to do, he can do it. But then we'll get a new president come in, and then that new president can rehire those federal judges if he wants to. It has to get confirmed by the Senate, but that's the way our country operates. The real brownie, beautiful to visit for sure. Long term, though, it's really gone down the drain recently, hence why our prime minister resigned. Your prime minister resigned because his Labour Party got their asses kicked across the country at the local county council elections, right? The local council elections. The Labour Party got their butts kicked. It's kind of like the Democrat Socialist Party of the United States. And then the Conservatives were elected into the British local offices, the little city councils, the equivalency here of like county commissioners, right? So he had no choice but to resign because he lost his power base across the whole country. He got told, we don't like your communist crap, because the British people don't. The British people, for the most part, are conservative. I guess they call them Tories. I can't remember. I think that's what they call them, right? They're conservative folks. When Democrat socialists get in power, they disrupt the free market system, they dismantle the economy, and they take control of people's lives and put everybody into freaking misery. That's what the Democrat socialists are all about. So when you come to this country from a socialist country, don't leave all your socialist crap at the door at the airport. It's like people from California that move to Florida. When you get to the state line, leave all that California socialist crap at the state line and then start a new life in Florida as a conservative capitalist. And then you will prosper. So as a green card holder, you cannot vote in elections, okay? You cannot register to vote, and you cannot say you're an American citizen. But you can definitely say or your opinion, and you can send money to your political candidates that you want to support. You can, as a green card holder, you can donate money to political parties. You just can't vote. Mark Lennon. Hello, everyone. Been a while. Hope everyone is doing well. Good to see you, Mark. How's your family? How's everybody out there? We hope everyone's doing good. Try not to stress anything. The real brownie, as I've learned to say, freedom. Right. Isn't that, who said that? And there was a movie about Scotland, I think, who wanted, I can't remember the name of the movie, but it was a famous movie. I don't watch movies. I don't learn anything from movies. I like to watch a YouTube channel on how to build something or make something. I don't watch movies. Now, Karina, my beautiful wife from Venezuela, she likes to watch movies. So my brain cell dries up after about 10 minutes if I haven't learned something new. Like today, I was watching a YouTube channel. I'm trying to learn how to speak Thai. And then I was watching a YouTube channel on how to speak Chinese. So I can go order my favorite Chinese food in the Chinese restaurant down the street in Chinese. And that will really confuse the lady behind the counter, right? I walk into the Chinese restaurant and order my favorite Chinese food in Chinese. The lady's going to faint. Maybe she'll give me a free spring roll for trying to speak her language. And then I got members on this channel whose wives are from Thailand. So let me learn Thai. I'm trying to learn Thai. I can speak to the Thai wives of our channel folks in Thai. Thai's difficult though. And then you always have to say a specific word at the end of a sentence, like crap. If you're a male, don't forget to say that, or else the person you're talking to will be offended. Anyway, that's what I learned about the Thai language. So I'm learning to speak Chinese, and I'm not because I want to go to China. I have absolutely zero intention of going to communist China. I would rather shovel the manure out of the elephant zoo enclosure than go to communist China. There's no way on the planet I would ever go to a communist country. No way on the planet. Except with one exception, Venezuela, because my wife's from Venezuela. But Venezuela's never been a communist country. It just had a communist leader who took control of the Venezuelan military. And as soon as he had control of the military and controlled their paychecks, right, they had to do whatever he said. But now that guy's in jail in New York. So Venezuela is returning back to being a conservative, Catholic, free country. It's just going to take time. The real brownie, I'd rather visit Taiwan if I were to visit that area. Yeah, Taiwan is a free country. The people of Taiwan like being free. They don't want China controlling them. So, but the communist Chinese government, they seem to think that they're going to take over Taiwan one day. They won't do it while Trump's in office, I'm sure, because Trump would kick the Chinese ass. Just my opinion. So they're just waiting for Trump to be gone. What I want Trump to do is to liberate Cuba from that communist, horrible communist government in Havana. Cuba is a beautiful country. It just needs the right government. The real brownie, it's the same with North Korea thinking they could take South Korea. They have no chance. It's just a fantasy, to be honest. Right. North Korea has got zero chance of taking South Korea. Granted, North Korea has nuclear weapons, okay? But like President Trump said, his red button is much bigger than their red button. So North Korea is never going to use a nuclear weapon, especially on South Korea. It would be their last day on planet Earth if they did. So, North Korea has been the most isolated country. I think the only other isolated country other than North Korea is those islands that belong to India, where there's that lost tribe. There's a lost tribe that live on this island, and the islands belong to India. I believe it's India. And the island has been banned. People are not allowed to go to this island. If you go to this island, the Indian government see you, they will arrest you and prosecute you, because there's a tribe that lives on there that have had zero contact with the West and with people, normal people. I'm not saying that the people on the island are abnormal. I'm just saying that the Indian government's trying to protect them from getting, like the diseases that we have that we're immune to now. We've been vaccinated against, etc. But anyway, it's an interesting world that we live in. It's an interesting world that we live in. As for England, I would love to go there on vacation. I'll take my wife there one day to visit. I'll take her to Venezuela when it's a free country. But we're focusing on vacations in the United States. United States, 50 states, right? Alaska's the 49th state. Hawaii's the 50th state. The first state was Delaware. Let's visit America. There's too much stuff to do here. Montana, South Dakota, North Dakota. I took Karina to Beverly Hills, California, and I took her to West Hollywood. I took her to Hollywood. I walked her down the Hollywood, stars pavement. She's traveled to Utah. I took her to St. George, Utah, Took her to Zion National Park, Bryce Canyon. I took her to the Grand Canyon in Arizona. I took her to the Hoover Dam. You know, we explored all of Colombia while we were living there for 3 years. Now we're exploring America. The real brownie. America is incredible for traveling. It has every variation of terrain you could think of, right? You know, when we flew from Florida to Nevada, Karina was looking out the window of the airplane and she could see where it was going from green to desert brown. And she's like asking me, where's all the trees? I said, we're in the desert now. But then we flew over Arizona, up in the mountainous areas of Arizona. There's trees in Arizona at the high altitudes. But I think I'll take Karina to the Grand Canyon again. It was a great visit. She liked going there. I'll take her back to Nevada, go back to Las Vegas and explore more places there. Nevada's a big place. Maybe take her to, I don't know. We did all the canyons. I can't think of anything else. Maybe take her to Maine. Go eat some blueberries or whatever they're famous for up there. You know, New York. I was thinking about taking her to New York City, but the place is turning into a communist homeless encampment. So I don't think we're going to go to New York City for a while. Not while Mamdani is the mayor. Everybody's leaving New York. They're sick of that guy. Putting a rent freeze on personal property. He has no authority to do that. He can't do that. That's communism. That's what Maduro did in Venezuela, Chavez. That's what Lenin did, Stalin. Unbelievable. I know. I can't believe that the people of New York voted in a freaking communist from Uganda to run the biggest financial hub in the world. A man who is anti-capitalist. I'm surprised that Wall Street hasn't moved to Miami. So anyway, it is what it is, right? Elections have consequences. I've explained to folks who are members of this channel, the way to contact me, if you want to reach me, is you go into the members only videos, look for the video that says Contact Diego, watch the video. There's 2 of them I made. Maybe I need to make a 3rd one. And if you watch that video, you get my cell number and my email address. That's the way to contact me. Most members of this channel have sent me a text message or called me or emailed me. I've gone over their entire K-1 visa application. I have reviewed their green card applications and saved some people from making stupid mistakes. But in order to contact me, you got to watch the video with my contact information in it, which is in the members only videos. That's not hard to do. The real brownie. So many people are moving inland from California and New York because it's cheaper. Prices out there are crazy. Yeah, well, like a 2-bedroom trailer in Los Angeles is what? $800,000 for a freaking trailer that's 40 years old. It's unbelievable. Who wants to pay $2 million for a dump trailer? New York, the rent's so high. What is it? $4,000 a month, $5,000 a month to rent an apartment in New York City. Most people, they live in New Jersey and they commute to New York. It's all because of government interference in free markets that causes these massive fluctuations in prices. Plus, it doesn't help that we are almost, $50 trillion, $30 to $40 trillion, something like that in debt. We keep spending money. The Congress keeps authorizing allocations to pay for stuff we can't afford. It's important as green card holders that you learn about our government and learn how our country works politically, so you make the right decisions when you become a U.S. citizen, when you go vote, if you even bother to vote. Maybe you're so disgusted with the whole thing that you don't even register to vote. But you got to remember, when you register to vote as an American citizen, that becomes public record. You are no longer private. You register to vote, Republican, Democrat, conservative, liberal, whatever you register as, Your name is now public record. Your name, your address, your phone number, it's all public record because you are publicly registered to vote. And then you're going to start getting mail from Republicans. If you registered as a Republican, they're going to start asking for freaking money. Sending campaign flyers to your house. We're raising money for the Senate or whatever. And then you ask them, what have they done for you? What have they done for America besides be on a permanent freaking vacation most of the time? I think that members of Congress should be paid $50,000 a year, and they should work 6 months out of the year, and the other 6 months they need to be with their constituents, working their asses off in their place of where they live, their district, not hanging out in Washington, D.C. The founding fathers are rolling over in their graves watching how this country is being ran. People are leaving New York because they can't afford to live there. And millionaires are leaving New York because they don't like the mayor of New York telling them that they cannot control their finances, as in rent freezes. If you own an apartment block and you rent those apartments out, sometimes you have to raise the rent to cover the expenditures of raising property taxes. The government raises property taxes, you raise the rent to cover the difference. So right now in New York, when the government raises property taxes on those apartment complexes, those people cannot raise the rent to cover the difference. What's going to happen to those when they can't afford to pay that anymore? They're going to go into foreclosure. The government's going to take over the buildings, which is what Mamdani wants. He wants control. That's what communism is. It sucks. Just my opinion, but it's just the facts that you read. I don't know. I want this country to be ran as a constitutional republic for green card holders and for Americans. And then your goal as a green card holder is to keep collecting the evidence for your future, become a U.S. citizen, and then if you want to get into the political foray, go ahead. If you don't do it. Just stay neutral or register as an independent, non-party affiliate, like I am. When I registered as MPA, all those crappy postcards from all those politicians quit coming to my house. They quit mailing them to me because I was no longer viable. In other words, they couldn't get in my wallet because I no longer supported their agenda. But the agenda that I support is, number one, helping you get your green card. Number two, helping you get your K-1 visa approved. And number three, this country running as a conservative constitutional republic. Low taxes, less government interference, no communism, no socialism, other than the safety nets that are required to protect people. You got to have some kind of safety net in place for some folks, but you don't need socialism to do that, and capitalism will pay for it, right? And, I do these live streams. I've been doing the live streams 3 times a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Today is Saturday, July 18th, 2026. So I'm beating a dead horse doing it 3 times a week. So I'm going to do the live streams now on Saturdays and Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Central Time. Saturdays and Wednesdays, twice a week, instead of beating the dead horse on Monday. If you are a member of this channel, you can call me anytime you want. You can text me and email me anytime you want, and I will help you and pull you, over the finish line, give you the directions out of the corn maze. Okay? If you're stuck in a corn maze trying to figure out what the heck to do, how you lost and confused, join as a member, and then you can go to the members only videos, get my phone number, and send me a text and say, hey, Diego, I joined. Mark Lennon, sounds good, Diego. I appreciate you being here. We all do. I'm always here for you guys. But beating a dead horse 3 times a week I think is overkill, right? So Saturdays and Wednesdays is more than enough time, and I can keep chatting as long as you guys are asking me questions or need help with anything. And members of the channel like Mark Lennon, the Real Brownie, Priyankas, all you folks that are members out there, we appreciate that. And you have direct access to me. You can call me, and if you have an emergency, send me a text. Say, hey, I got an issue. I got a problem. Like the gentleman who is a member of this channel, whose fiance is in Bogota, Colombia. He sent me a text. He sent me a message in YouTube saying, Diego, I got a question. I got an emergency RFE question, but I don't know how to contact you. I'm like, dude, you're a member of the channel. You should know how to contact me. Go to the videos that are members only. There's a couple of videos I made in that list that says contact Diego. Watch the video. It's 2 minutes long. You can write down my phone number and email address. Then you can call me and I can talk to you about this RFE from the USCIS for your fiance who's in Bogota. I used to live in Bogota 3 years. I know Colombia. I know Bogota, Colombia just as well as I know my own hometown here in Florida. Drop me off in Bogota anywhere and I can find my way anywhere. I learned the city. I know where everything is in Bogota, the best steak restaurants, everything. It's a great place to live. But the only thing that I didn't like about Bogota was the weather sucked. It was always freaking raining and cold because it's high in the mountains above 10,000 feet. And the traffic sucks. But the people are wonderful. Colombian people are just wonderful, just like Venezuelan people. Latin people in general, they're all great. So are Filipinos, Thai people from Thailand, Australians, people from India. The whole world, everybody has their own ways of doing things. They have their own, likes and dislikes. But basically, everybody on the planet are great. But there's always a few rotten apples that just want to screw everything up, right? Mark Lennon, oh yes, LOL. We have issues going on. Actually, I was planning on giving you a call soon. I just hate bothering you. Figured out a text you and see when you have time to talk for a couple of minutes. Well, if you figured out what my phone number is, send me a text and say, this is Mark. Then I can save your phone number in my phone. Actually, it's Karina's phone. I just use it sometimes. And then I will have your number saved as a paid member. And then I will give you the advice that you need. Moving forward, moving backwards. Well, we're not going to be moving backwards. You're going to be moving forward. Karina and I are going to pull you over the finish line and get you through this process. But go ahead and send me a text message. Let me see. I'll log off from the live stream right now. I've been talking for almost a freaking hour anyway. I'll log off from the live stream. Give me like 10 minutes or so. And send me a text message. I'll save you in the phone as a paid member. And then I will text you back. Go ahead and call me. Okay? All right, guys. I'll be back. Today's Saturday. So I'll be back on Wednesday, next Wednesday.